Hello, Herbalists, and welcome back to the Herbal Entrepreneur channel. Today, we are going to be talking about the opportunities in online business for you as an herbalist. And I am so thrilled to be able to introduce my mentor in this field, SIGRUN, who is an online business mentor and teaches all about this stuff. SIGRUN, I am so glad that you can be here with us today.
I'm so excited to be here, Yolanda.
It truly is a pleasure. Over the last year, I have been learning so much from you, from the masterclasses that you release for your audience. And I actually found out about you from the 12 masterclasses several years ago now, and have been following your work and have honestly learned a lot over the time that I have been in your audience, and particularly over the last year in your Somber Club, just being interacting. And that is really what I want to share with the wider audience today, because I think it's something that can be really useful to pick up these skills. But before we get into the actual details of online business, I would love it if you could give us a quick introduction as to who you are and how you became an online business mentor. So I'll let you take it from here.
Well, my name is SIGRUN. I come from Iceland, and I live in Iceland and Switzerland. And after being a CEO for 10 years, running other people's businesses and making them more profitable and more valuable, I found myself in Switzerland. I had met my husband in London, and he was from Switzerland. So I moved there to follow my love. And one day I became sick, and I was sick for 7 months. I got some posture problems and muscle pains, and I lost my job because I got sick. And then I got another job that I could do from home. And I fell in love with the idea of working from home and not having to go to an office, because then I could take better care of my health, and I could also potentially live in two countries, which was my dream at that time. I did lose that job again. It wasn't a good job for me because it was a lot of cold calling and trying to convince people to buy some software that I didn't even believe much in myself. But the seed was planted. The seed was planted that there was a way out there to work from home, have an online business. And yeah, that is now 10 years ago. Meanwhile, I have made over 60 million US dollars. I have helped over 6,000 clients start and scale their online business. And it is truly my passion to help women. 99.9% of my clients are women, to start a business and also start to think bigger. My TEDx talk actually is be inspired, think big, take action. That's pretty much my mantra throughout. I want to inspire women to think bigger and not have a small business. And actually a bigger business is easier to run, because the more people you have following you and more people you have buying from you, you can actually start to hire a team, and the team will do all that stuff that you're not so good at, or you don't even actually want to do it. So I have found that more I scale my business, more freedom and flexibility I actually have in my life.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think that is so inspiring, the growth over time and the possibilities that are there. And I really resonate with that personally as well, that possibility of dreaming big and doing more than what we thought was possible, because like even where I'm at today is more than I thought was possible 5 years ago, but my dreams that I have now are like way bigger than that again. So it's just like this endless progression, and that is something that I really admire about your teaching. And yeah, I'm taking that on in the way that I run Herbal Entrepreneur as well. Another thing that I think is inspiring is hearing about like the actual businesses that are being built up inside your Red Circle and in the Kickstart programs. Like there are all different topics that I've seen, like watercolor painting and like clothes, and like there's everything. It's just all sorts of different things. And that's where I think it's really possible as well for the herbalists listening today to really transform what they have in their head, their skills and their expertise, because most people listening today have years of study under their belt and really do have the capacity to actually teach a course, but have no idea how to actually put it together, all of the pieces. So can you walk me through a little bit about how that would look? So for an herbalist listening today, how would Kickstart help them to package it up and create their online business?
Yeah, first of all, anything you can teach, you can turn into an online course. And it doesn't matter if it's nutrition or medicinal plants or herbs or styling or sewing. And actually, most of my clients are in those niches. I have very few business coaches. And I love it. I love to help people that are helping other individuals. So basically, we call that B2C. And we have a lot of people in the hobby niches, like you said, painting and creativity. And how does it actually work? The process is first, obviously, you need to know what you love doing. You need to be good at it, and someone needs to be willing to pay for it. That's kind of the first checkpoint. But, we know that, herbalists, we know their business out there, so we don't need to check that. We've already done the check. But the next step is to define your ideal client. And I think that's a step that many skip and can often explain why people say, hey, I couldn't make any sales, or I can't find people that buy my product or program. I said, are you super clear on who your ideal customer is? And so that's the first step. And we have exercises for that. And once you've defined that, in the beginning, we have to guess. It is just like being at university and we are making a paper and we're going to figure out, I don't know, if we can improve reading skills of kids by having them practice in the summer. We just make up a theory and then we go and check it if it's actually true. And the same thing is for ideal client. In the beginning, we just make a guess, we write it down, and then we go out there and see if this person actually exists by, posting on social media. Do you have this problem? Are you interested in this? And you find a couple of people. I recommend 3 people, real people, that you actually interview. And with that, you've done your ideal client description. You've interviewed people. You've also maybe done a survey. So you maybe have had 20 or 30 people that fill out a survey. And you're like, okay, I know now what people really want from me. We should not assume as experts that we know what people need from us. They are going to tell us. And it might be something completely different, or your thoughts are confirmed. And from there, you can decide what course to create. It is not so obvious always. You might say, oh, I know already what I want to create. Do not skip this step. It is so important to get clear on your ideal client. And then you come up with a course. And I suggest the course is 4 weeks and free. And I know a lot of people like, why is it 4 weeks? Why is it free? I'll explain. I'm really good photographer, or I used to be. I've been taking pictures in a long time, but I used to be really good photographer. But only my family and friends know it. The rest of the world doesn't. So if I wanted to sell a photography course, no one would buy it because I'm not known for doing this. Therefore, we want to offer a free course so that at least a few people test out our course and we get confirmation, and then we have their testimonials, and then we can sell it. So free is always the first starting point when you're starting a new thing, even if you've been in business for many years. We've had clients go through the Kickstart process that have been in business 10, 15 years, and they still have a free course when they start. And then they're good, then you, instead of getting 100 signups, maybe they get 1,000 because they have built a business before. So you run a free course for 4 weeks. Why 4 weeks? It takes 21 days to create a habit. So anything less than 4 weeks is not going to change anybody's life. And therefore it's 4 weeks. So 3 and 4 weeks is very important. That's the whole concept of Kickstart. And then when you work with someone for 4 weeks and you have in some shape or form changed their life, maybe they know now more about herbs. Maybe they have even, had some tea made for their family, whatever, or they've created something out of it, a cream or whatever. Like it could be anything, but you have touched their lives and something has changed. They know something they didn't know before. And a percentage of those who participate for free will want to work with you. And that's when you make an offer for the next step. And that next step can be an online course, can be a membership, can be anything. And you don't need to know when you start this process what it's going to be. So I actually recommend people do not worry about it, think too much about it. It's going to happen. People are going to tell you what they want from you. And and then you make an offer. And as I said, a certain percentage will buy. And then you have basically finished the Kickstart process, because our goal is to get people to get clear on their ideal client, to know how to attract people, get them to sign up for their email list, fill your email list of potential future buyers, create a course with lots of testimonials so it's valuable and you can sell it in the future, and then have the opportunity to make a sale at the end for another program. And that concludes the Kickstart process.
Well, honestly, that makes a lot of sense, because it basically sets you up for success in the online world, because what you need is the audience, like people coming into you. You need the authority. You need people to believe what you're doing, which is those testimonials that you get from that free round of the course. And then you need to sell something. You need an offer, which comes at the end. And so it really does encompass those like 3 big areas of like the people, the credibility, and like the thing that you offer. And you can see how that from there you could then go on to build anything that you wanted to, like a membership, another course, like you could do a coaching program. You really could do anything from there, and it all starts from that expertise. Like we have that expertise already in herbalism, and it's about building that authority and credibility in what you do, which is like it's just like the whole start.
And it's funny how this came all out of frustration because people weren't taking action. And we have now very strict accountability. We have forms that people fill out every second week of the journey. We have people submit to us the course that they're going to offer for free. And we put up like a sign-up page also on our site and advertise all the courses of all our students. It becomes this massive kind of, everybody's doing the same thing at the same time, and we're all in it together, and we're going to get there in the end. People actually participate again and again, which is funny. And those who are now, because I started with this new program in 2018, now I can see the real result, because there are women that are still in my universe now so many years later, and they're making over $1 million a year. And they had their free course in 2018 or 19. It's just, so it really kickstarts your journey. And it's not necessarily for beginners, although it works for beginners. It's also for those who've been in business for many years, but they haven't just taken the leap properly into business, and they don't have a truly scalable online course yet, and are maybe still trading their time for money. It wasn't until in the year 4 of my business that I created SOMBA, SIGRUN's Online MBA. That was kind of my concept, to create like a holistic online business program for women. And I was so proud of my program. I was going to teach women everything about online business, and they were going to learn it all, and they were going to grow amazing businesses. And then after 1.5 years, I was like, it's not really working the way I thought. There were women having success for sure, but not as many as I thought. A lot of women were joining my program and not taking action. And I was shocked that they would do that. Like, why would someone buy something and not do anything with it? And I realized it wasn't their fault. It was up to me. I had created a program and I had created it in a way that I saw other people do. I also didn't know any better. And I realized I had to find a new way. And I like a boot camp type of approach. Like when you go to the fitness studio and you kind of push through something. And I think in business, that is sometimes the only way to really get a lot of done in a short amount of time, get someone to, push you through, kick you lightly in the butt. And so I just came up with a new course, just like that, just because I got frustrated with a lack of action from my own students. The first time I ran this program, I just gave my existing students free access, so they didn't have to pay anything. And it was 8 weeks. And I didn't even know what I was going to do. I said, let them create a course. I think that's a good thing. I wanted it to be something tangible. I wanted to have a true outcome at the end of the 8 weeks. So I thought, if they have really created a course, I think I've inspired them enough so that they will continue. And what happened was a life-changing summer for so many, not just me, but all the students that participated. I think we had 126 in the first round. The following year, they started to email me, are you doing it again? And I'm like, okay. And then we had the double amount of people. And people told me that they had joined my program, not done anything for 6 months, but when this came along, they finally took action. And I was like, maybe this is actually my signature program. I shouldn't be selling the other thing at all. And born was Kickstart. I called it Kickstart because it made most sense to name the program what it actually is. It kicks you in the butt and gets you out there. The length of the program has changed. It's now 12 weeks instead of 8. It's giving people a little bit more time to get everything done. The main concept is still to create an online course, because I don't want people to take the same path I did. Not that I have any regrets, but you can go straight to online courses. You don't need to do one-on-one. You can take your passion and create immediately a scalable program. You can help a lot more people at the same time. And you do it in a way that, gets people results. Just like I created Kickstart, people basically take now what I did and apply it to their own courses. And therefore, we are all helping people finish their programs. We have a 90% completion rate. And I'm so, and this, when I finally kind of created Kickstart, I realized that's actually what I was meant to do the whole time, because I always thought about, how do you scale? How do you not sell your time? How do you actually create a program that can serve 10 people at the same time, or 100 or 1,000, and you don't need to work more. So the sentence is true that you can earn more and work less, even if it sounds like it's not true. Yes, it is true. But for that, you need a truly scalable program, and that's online courses. And the next thing people need to learn after they create a course is to learn to market it, launch it. And that is a journey on its own, and that's typically in my next program. And from there, it is then about growing the team and the business. So I work with my clients all the way up to making $1 million and even more. And it is different stages, but there are 3 programs on the path to $1 million.
Yeah, it's so inspiring, really, just what is possible over time when you really just give it your all. You do have to be committed. I think that's really important to really go all in on the process. So that's why you have those 2 weekly check-ins and just going full throttle, kickstart. That's the kind of the idea here, which is very cool. And speaking of full throttle, high energy, I think it would be nice if we could tell people a little bit about your free offering as well, because that is coming up really soon. And I think it's a really great way to see a window inside the world of SIGRUN. So would you like to tell me a little bit about the 12 masterclasses coming up and what's going on there?
Absolutely. Yeah. This is the 9th year I'm offering 12 days of masterclasses over the 12 days of Christmas. What also started as just an idea, that's how it all starts. 9 years ago, I had all these masterclasses that I had created on all kinds of different online business topics. And I thought, what a shame to hide them behind a paywall in my membership. What if I bring them out? And since I love Christmas, and I've always worked over Christmas, my parents had a dry cleaning and a fashion store, so I know nothing different. I've never taken holidays over Christmas. And I thought, let me just take 12 of my best master classes and make them available from December 25th to January 5th. And the first year, 1,000 people signed up, and I just loved it. It was all pre-recorded. They were all recorded already. So I was just giving access to them. And then over the years, we added a Facebook group. We started to stream the master classes live into a Facebook group. And then last year, we decided to do them live. So, and this year we're doing them live again. The master classes are updated every year. There are always some new topics. I repeat the topics that work really well, obviously, but I always add in some new topics like AI. And we also have like a summary masterclass at the end to kind of summarize how you build an online business. But yeah, there's a topic for everyone. And, as I shared before, I was a CEO for 10 years. So I really know the scope of running a retail, B2B, B2C startup. And I take all this knowledge and I teach all these different topics. People are like, how can you teach so many different topics? Well, I teach it from my point of view. I only teach what I've done myself or what I've helped someone else do. So it's all from the ground up, my topics. Of course, I learn from other people, but it's my take on it, how things work. And I make complicated topics really simple. I think that's really my goal for every masterclass I do, that to break it down so simple that every single person understands. And also those who don't even speak English understand, because my English is really, I use basic English. I call it baby English. So even non-English speakers can understand these master classes. Yeah, and I came up with great topics last year. We have some great new topics this year, and it's really like an online business training in 12 days. Participants have said this is worth more than $1,000 course that they bought recently. So I'm like, that's great testimonial for me. We have people coming back again and again. And yeah, some people move on and decide to join one of our programs, and some people don't. It's really about using the time over Christmas, where a lot of people wind down and maybe other people are taking holiday, not me. And we found that a lot of women have the time to watch. It's an hour a day. It is 10 a.m. Central European time in the morning. So that's 9 a.m. UK, Iceland time. And 1 hour a day, and you learn something new for your business every day. And then we check in next day, and then I answer more questions. It is something that I recommend that anyone who is thinking about online business or needs to grow or scale or optimize, or maybe is ready for the next level, to not miss out on this potential.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. It is a huge opportunity, I think, and even just to witness the energy, because there is a real community vibe inside the Facebook group. I remember from last year, because all of the sessions are live, there's like the chat and there's the comments and just the camaraderie between different people who are also using their holiday period to think about how they can create something, how they can create an online business based on their actual passion and do something that they're proud of. Like it really does change everything. I'm like, feel so much freer because of the business that I have been able to create, and just connecting with other people who are also on a similar journey is a huge thing. And then there are just so many topics as well, no matter what you want to do. If you want to build a course, if you want to transition from one-on-one clients to the like group thing, or check out AI or work on your ideal client, there really is just a lot of value by going through each of the classes as a group. And yeah, I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
So if anyone's interested, I would definitely check that out. So when does it actually start?
We kick it off with a welcome party on December 21st. Then we meet online, get to know each other. We go briefly through all the master classes so people can also pick and choose. Each master class is a standalone, so you can skip some master classes if you're not interested in the topics. But we know that our best students actually do watch all master classes.
I love that. It's the ones who go all out and really go like dig in deep is the ones that are going to implement. And I definitely agree with that from my experience as well. If someone is willing to spend an hour per day for those 12 days and really just like dive in, that is the commitment that is going to bring them to the next level and create something that they're proud of, I think. That basically brings us to the end of what I wanted to cover today. But I did want to, just extend an invitation to everyone listening that this does start on the 21st for the welcoming party, and then the masterclasses start on Christmas Day, all through New Year up until January 5th. So we can check them out then. And I am going to be watching as well, and also having like a little bit of bonuses and stuff like that coming out. So if you haven't already, get on my email list and I will share all the juicy details with you there. But for today's session, I would just like to thank you so much, SIGRUN, for joining us today and sharing a little bit about your journey and how others can benefit from, the 12 masterclasses and Kickstart and everything that you have to offer. Do you have anything that you would like to share to wrap up this session?
Well, I just want to say thank you for having me on, Yolanda. And I want to iterate that this is a fantastic opportunity for herbalists. And one of my super successful success stories is also someone who has done exactly that, created courses, certification, an academy, and all with herbs.
Wow. It's amazing that you have a success story exactly in herbalism. It just shows the possibility, like it really can happen. It's just a matter of showing up, and really showing up well, not just signing up and not turning up, but turning up to all 12, getting ideas and connecting with other people and implementing that. That's what it's really about. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you when the 12 masterclasses start on Christmas.
Absolutely. See you then.